Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Planet J. My name is Jay, and today we have a pickle pile reading, and we're going to be looking at what your past self might want to give you props for. We're going to be looking at how you've been raising your frequency lately, you know. And yeah, I'm really excited to do a reading like this. I kind of got the idea earlier this afternoon, and I thought people on my channel might be interested in it. So I hope you guys like it. If you want to access the extended, where we get some channeled messages from an actual letter that we'll be reading from your past self, you can hit the link below in the description box right by the timestamps, and that'll take you to a link where you can watch that reading live with me in Patreon. Yeah, so you can either watch that as a member here on Patreon or on YouTube. It's accessible to both groups. And I'm going to stop yapping and give you guys about 30 seconds to choose which pile you want to choose. Each of these piles had a card right on top that I just flipped over right before the reading started. And for pile number 1, it's the King of Wands. Pile number 2 got the Queen of Swords. And pile number 3 got the Eight of Wands. So choose as many as you like. Watch whatever you feel drawn to, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you come back and give it a like. And yeah. Okay, let's get started now with our first group, pile number 1. So we'll be putting a little image right here in the corner so you guys know that we're starting with this group first and where we're at. So I'm gonna zoom out now in 3, 2, 1. So pile number 1, you actually have 2 cards in your pile, and these cards will be looked at in the extended, and this will be in addition to the love letter, or not the love letter, the letter you'll be getting from your past self in the extended. Again, the link for that will be in the description box below, right by the timestamps if you want to access that. So yeah, let's look at pile number 1, and let's see if we can figure out how they've been raising their frequency lately, what their past self would, be proud of them for. Let's see. Spirit, tap me into pile number 1 and what their past self might want to say to them. Give me clear and concise messages, please. What might their past self want to say to them? Why are they proud of them? How have they been raising their frequency? All right, let's get 4 cards. First card we have is the Death card. You have the Death card to start out. What does their past self want to tell them? What are they proud of them for? The Eight of Wands. Okay. What is their past self proud of them for? What is their past self proud of them for? 2 more, please. Okay. And here they come. So we have the Judgment. And we also have the 10 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Hangman. Interesting. Okay. Let's get some from this deck. I like this a lot because I feel like this shows like maturity, and I feel like it shows that you actually learn your lessons. You actually learn your lessons, and you have killer instinct, and you're extremely perceptive. And for some of you guys, it's the experiences that you've went through in life that has made you this way. For others of you, maybe you had like family members or mentors or something like that teach you certain things, and you actually listen. You didn't think that you were, too smart to listen to anybody. You actually are willing to learn. So some of you guys, that could be what your past self is like proud of you for being willing to do what you needed to do, for being humble enough to recognize that you could be better, you could do better, you could have more. There's something you didn't know. You might have been holding yourself back. Just being able to admit that to yourself, or even recognize that your past self is proud of you for that. Interesting. Okay. What else? What else would their past self say to them? What else would their past self say to them? So we have the Queen of Swords. I heard okay. 10 of Swords. Okay, a lot of swords energy in that bottom row. This one came flying out just now, which is the Magician. So I also feel like this speaks a lot to your potential. Like your frequency has literally risen. Your potential, your skills, and your talents have actually gotten better over time because you've learned your lessons. So let's say you did resonate with like, having a mentor or having somebody tell you something or giving you advice or, watching this movie, reading this book or whatever, and you actually listened to it, you actually did your research or whatever. That's what your past self was like praising you for because it actually helped you. It's actually helping you right now. And it will help you in the future as well. The future looks very bright. And that's what your past self wants to tell you. It's like basically you look super bright from right here, from where I am in the past. It's almost like they can recognize you, but you're different. They being your past self. Here's the Knight of Wands. And you're fun. And on top of that, you're much and fun and adventurous, and you're not a prude. That's awesome. Yeah, look, Six of Cups. Oh my God. Wow. This is lovely. So what would your past self be proud of you for? I feel like what your past self will be proud of you for is, for some of you guys, it was a person. It could have been a person. Should I zoom in? No. I'm just going to hold it up for you. Some of you guys, it was a person with the Queen of Swords here. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. Was there like a person or something that like got in the way? For some of you guys, this Queen of Swords is like a person that you didn't let hold you back. I don't know if they said something to you. It could have been a woman. For some of you guys, it was a feminine. For others of you, it was just somebody who could have been cruel or harsh with their words. Or for some of you guys, it could have been somebody that wanted to get in your head and you didn't let them. Or maybe they were in your head at some point, but you let it go. You grew from it. So let's say somebody said something really horrible to you one time, and it really did stick with you. It really did affect you. You're not letting it affect you anymore. So your past self is proud of you because I don't know if your past self was harboring something. I don't know what that was. Let's see. Oh, damn. So the Eight of Wands flipped over. Yeah, so some of you guys, I don't know if you were like berated. I don't know if you were like, someone degraded you, insulted you. Some of you guys, you were like insulted. I could see somebody here in this group like being bullied, or for some of you guys, just treated unfairly, spoken to unfairly, disrespected even. Okay. Some of you guys just happened time and time again. Like this was a nuisance. It could have been one person or it could have been multiple people at some point that, kind of approached you in this way. I heard this was also a place in your life. Ooh, 10 of Pentacles. So some of you guys, unfortunately, this could have been like a parent. It could have been a parent. For others of you, it was like somebody that you worked with, or it could have been somebody that had like a difference in, like, I don't know if this person thought that they were better than you or that they were smarter than you. And it could have been because of many things, like maybe this person has a partner and they don't, or you don't, or maybe in the past you didn't. Maybe their money was different than yours, or you came from different families. For some of you guys, like I said, this could have been a family member as well. So it could have been that you didn't let your roots hold you back, or you actually stepped away from the trauma, the generations of this and that, actually learn from it the way people before you should have. So your past self is proud of you because it seems like you're kind of doing this on your own. Like you are the example. Oh, interesting. Because wow, so interesting that kind of went through my head just now. You know why? Because when I was writing the beginning part of the letter for pile number 1, that was something that I wrote. I'm pretty sure something about how like you were the role model. You were setting the standard for yourself. So for some of you guys, it was just the simple fact that in the past, maybe you weren't berated or any of the things I said before, but that people expected for you to want what they wanted, to do what they wanted you to have, or to go get what you wanted or what they wanted to have. Like, how like some people or some parents or whatever might tell you to do something, but it's because that's what they really wanted to do, but they didn't do it. And now they want to push that onto you. You're not letting that be your story. I could definitely see this being the group of people here where, I don't know, maybe you come from a family and they do things a certain way, but you do things differently. This could have been because of what they do for work, money, or a number of things. But I'm also seeing the way that you perceive the world around you is different. Is different than the way that you perceive the world around you when you were your past self. So your past self is really proud of you for that. Because I feel like what really has changed is your idea about money, your idea about your legacy that you can leave, the roots that you have, where you come from, where you put your long-term investments, what success looks like to you. All of these things, I feel like your past self is proud of you for changing these things while you went through difficult situations. Because it feels like difficult situations and difficult people. if not one person, more than one person. Now, let's keep moving. For those of you that want to hear more. For some of you guys, this could have had something to do with like financial security or something as well. Okay, tell me about the Ten of Swords. Tell me about the Ten of Swords. Some of you guys, you might have put somebody in their place. Like maybe your past self, this could be something you've done recently. For others of you, this is something that you learned how to do that your past self didn't always do. And I'm not hearing it's a boundaries thing. I'm hearing it's a not letting people talk out of their ass thing. So I don't know if people used to make assumptions about you or talk to you any old kind of way. For some of you guys, it wasn't doing this with you, but it was two people around you. So you shut that shit down as well. Some of you guys are a bit protective over yourself and of others. Your past self was proud of you for this. I definitely feel like your past self was proud of you for not letting yourself sink into a negative mentality for too long. Maybe you used to do that in the past. Because there's something about your mentality, your perception. And for some of you guys, it's the way that you have learned to not call things failures. Like if something didn't work out, if a relationship didn't work out, if this person left, if this thing ended or whatever, instead of seeing it as something that you failed, or that somebody that betrayed you or whatever, you're seeing it as a lesson. You're seeing it as a blessing in disguise even. Because if this person didn't leave, then you wouldn't have ended up here. If you didn't find out this thing, then you wouldn't have said this to them, and this person wouldn't have went and told that person, and that person wouldn't have put you onto this. Like I'm seeing somebody kind of go through this kind of like mental maze of like almost like retracing their steps from their past self and like the way they used to think and the way they used to speak and communicate to themselves and to the people around them. For some of you guys, this is also about trusting what you already knew to be true instead of being influenced or deceived. Because there is something about truth coming through here as well. Your truth. Okay, so I heard other people's truth is not your truth. So I don't know if you're around like liars or delusional people. Maybe in the past that you were right in that delusion with them. But you're not anymore? Okay. Tell me about the Magician. This is how you've been changing as a person, which is wonderful because I feel like, actually, tell me about the Ten of Swords first. What happened? I feel like something happened. This was like a challenging situation, or it could have, for some of you guys, this is what you're experiencing right now. And didn't I say, look what came back out, the Queen of Swords. So yeah, for those of you where you resonated with like this being it, that could have been extra confirmation for you. I don't know if it was somebody with like Virgo or Libra placements in their chart. They could have had that. They don't have to. But for others of you, this is like stepping into your independence. Knowing that you're smart, acknowledging it and accepting that you're smart and that you can get yourself through things because of the way your mind works. And then on top of that, you're active. On top of that, you don't waste time. So I'm seeing your past self be proud of you because they know now that you're going to get to the shit that you want quicker because you're not playing dumb anymore. Because you've changed. Because you're objective. Because you're rational. Because you've learned how to take constructive criticism. Because you've learned how to communicate directly to get what you actually want, to speak things into existence. Because you've learned to have clear boundaries. And I heard, okay, now I heard the boundaries part. At first, it wasn't about boundaries. I think at first it was more about self-respect. But it moved forward, I guess. Your past self was seeing it go from it being about self-respect to actually knowing your own potential and recognizing that other people might see that too. So having boundaries and stuff is crucial because there's no way that you can get to what you want without having it. Okay. So some of you guys, this is also about self-worth as well. But I'm also seeing the Magician be somebody who can fix things. So I don't know if your past self was like talking about some issues that you had in the past that you actually fixed. So this could have been financial. For some of you guys, it was about your family. For others of you, it was about giving people chances over and over again when they didn't deserve it. It really could have been a number of things, but I'm seeing your past self be like, oh, wow, yeah. That's not a problem anymore. Awesome. Tell me about the Magician. Tell me about the Magician. Tell me about the Magician. Okay, yeah, here's a Strength card. Wow. So yeah, and it's so crazy because the strength card is all about self-respect and self-love and loving yourself unconditionally. So I feel like your past self was proud of you because once you started to do that, you started to realize your influence. You actually have a lot of influence. You could have a lot of influence on people if you really wanted to. For some of you guys, it's the fact that you've had the courage to finally accept your potential instead of running away from it, instead of self-sabotaging, jinxing yourself even. I'm seeing somebody who's definitely like connected back to their inner strength and who's literally never going to go back to who they used to be. So your past self is actually giving you like a farewell. It feels like, wow. I heard something about how persuasive you can be, how I also heard self-preservation. So I'm seeing somebody who's not going to put themselves in harm's way for another person, not because you don't care, but because you know your potential and you know what you're meant to do. And you're not I heard you're not meant to be stopped and you're not going to be. I'm seeing somebody who's literally like getting to the bag, getting to the goals, like literally has a list of things that they want to get done and actually is going to do it or has done it. Like your past self is seeing you actually have done things that you said you were going to do a while ago, and you did it quicker than you thought you were going to. Okay, tell me about the Knight of Wands. Okay, here's the King of Cups. Wow. Wow. So for some of you guys, I think that this might be speaking to people that you might have been involved with like on a physical level, or for some of you guys it is romantic, and for others of you, yeah, I feel like this is more so like speaking to those of you where maybe you've been in a partnership before or something like that. You are, oh wait, the Knight of Wands. Yeah, this is I don't know if this is a person who's giving you this compliment or if this is how you acted with this person. Like I'm trying to figure out if the Knight of Wands is you or if this is the person that is like giving you the compliment. It's not just your past self that is seeing this. It's actually somebody else in your midst or somebody that, you know, they could have been gone. They could have been around for a little bit, but it's almost like they're wanting to come through. So I feel like your past self is proud of you because you seem to be like more supportive now, more balanced and emotionally mature. You definitely are somebody who's able to take initiative, somebody who trusts their feelings, trusts their instincts, but that doesn't make you any less logical. I'm seeing somebody who has like a nice blend between knowing when to pounce and knowing when to be a little bit more thought out. And it's because they're connected to their emotional body. It's because they no longer run away from their hurt or even the negative thoughts that they may have sometimes because they've actually accepted it and like heard embodied something new. Bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords. Yeah. So it's all about the mind. I really do feel like, I really feel like for some of you guys, what it really is that your past self is so proud of you for getting yourself out of a self imposed prison of thoughts, for getting yourself out of a negative thought pattern or thought loop, for no longer being a victim, for no longer staying helpless or trapped. So I don't know what you've been through in this group because I feel like it could have messed with you mentally for a little bit, but you have come out on top. So let's look at a little bit more about what your past self might want to tell you. And again, if you guys want to access the channeled letter from your past self, that'll be in the description box below, available to anybody who's a member here on Patreon or YouTube. And yeah, those are live as well. And I'm going to take personal questions on that as well. So that'll be right after we finish pile number 3. Hit the link. But tell me about tell me about the personality. Tell me about the personality traits that are shining through. Tell me about the Death card. Why is the Death card here? I feel like what's really like happening is that I'm seeing someone who's like a good person. Like you're actually like a good and like dope person. And I don't mean to say it like I'm surprised. I mean to say it that way because I don't know, for some of you guys it's like you didn't accept this. You couldn't accept this about yourself, or maybe situations were just not great and you were going through a lot. I'm seeing somebody who could have been in pain as well. So I don't know if this is like pain or trauma. Some of you guys, it was depression. Okay. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the part of you that has changed the most. And I was saying something about your independence, right? So for some of you guys, it's not just about the independence, but it could also be that in terms of career, you're doing better for yourself. For others of you, it is about the way that you're taking care of yourself, like in terms of like personal hygiene. For some of you guys, it's your style. For others of you, what's changed is that you may actually spend like money on yourself now, or like reward yourself for your efforts. So you might work as hard just as much as you play, or or play just as much as you work, or work, whatever. I'm seeing somebody who has like a nice balance for sure. Somebody who has hobbies, somebody who has things that they do for fun, somebody who has, achievements under their belt and is only going to get more. Definitely somebody who is on a path to financial independence if you're not there already. Somebody who's definitely self-sufficient. So your past self is seeing that. So I don't know if your past self was not there and you changed in that way. So tell me about the Eight of Wands. Tell me about the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is something that has been consistent in you since you were, this past self. So this Eight of Wands is who you've been for a minute, as well as this Ten of Pentacles. So you've always been somebody who has been rich and wealthy in spirit. And I feel like this is now going to be reflected in your environment or in your surroundings if it's not there already. So some of you guys, you're going to quite literally be rewarded. And I'm also seeing with the Eight of Wands as well that you've always been quick on your feet. You've always picked up on things very quickly. So if somebody was a shitty person, you picked up on that instantaneously almost, or very quickly. And that could have been hard for you, especially if some of you guys, were in situations where it was like over before it started, or, you put a lot of effort, or you just had expectations and it didn't meet that, or it even made you question your purpose or where you were going in life. I'm seeing the consistency in your ability to keep pushing, or, I heard bob and weave, kind of roll with the punches sort of thing. Yeah, and here's the Ace of Swords coming through. All the like mental gymnastics and stuff that I was thinking about. So tell me about the Eight of Wands. Tell me about the Eight of Wands. What do they know? Oh, wow. So some of you guys, what's so crazy, and I'm saying crazy because you've only become even more emotionally mature and intelligent, and like grown in emotional depth since, this past self is seeing them or you, whatever, But what's crazy as well is that I feel like you guys from the very start have known the value of love. So there could be some people in this group who don't shy away from like starting new relationships, and that doesn't even have to be romantic. It could be like you're somebody who, I don't want to say you're always looking for a friend, but you're not a prude. You're not gonna push people away. I feel like in this group you seem to be pretty consistent in like being open but not a fool. And the things that you've been going through recently, or things that you've gone through since your past self is whatever been who you are, has only, I heard, proved just how compassionate you are, just how creative you are, how emotionally aware you are, how deep you are, how spiritual you can be, how intimate you can get in your relationships quickly. So I feel like in this group, people could trust you instantly, or people could trust you. Like you seem to be a very like trustworthy person, and your past self is really like giving you an applause. Oh look, and as I split the deck, here's the Eight of Wands again, which is what we're talking about, and here's the Queen of Cups. So yeah, some of you guys, I don't know if this is like a best friend coming through, or for some of you guys it is a partner, because we do have the divine pair coming through, the King and the Queen of Cups. For others of you, it's like a maternal or a paternal figure, somebody who's a little bit older than you, or somebody that you care about deeply, at least. And it could have been somebody that has made you feel like supported emotionally in your life. You could be older than them, or they could be older than you, but I am seeing a little bit of an age difference there. It's like your past self was like, I'm also hearing your past self like, thank you for remaining this way, for not convincing yourself at some point that like relationships or love or whatever is not like worth a damn. And relationships can be anything. That can be business relationships, you know what I mean? That could be professional relationships. It could be relationships with your neighbors. It really doesn't matter. It could be with strangers on the street, because I heard something about stranger. Tell me about the Judgment. Tell me about the Judgment card. Oh, Seven of Cups. More Cups energy. Okay, so yeah, don't forget to give the video a like, you guys. But okay, so with the Judgment card being clarified by the Seven of Cups, I feel like this is really speaking to the choices that you've made. How you've been changing as a person since your past self, or being your past self, is that the choices that you have made have opened up new doors for you. Like I'm seeing somebody who went this way instead of that way, and only opened up like a million more doors for themselves because of their true potential, like because they've actually tapped into their true potential. So how like some people can be like, and this is just a dumb example, okay, meaning it doesn't have to be your situation. It's just a metaphor or, an example. Like, let's say somebody was the best soccer player ever, like literally the best soccer player ever. And for whatever reason, they just never joined a team, or they never went pro, or, they lost one game and then decided to never play again. You didn't stay in that. So if that's where you were as your past self, being good at or skilled at something or having a lot of potential and maybe going through something that didn't work out, whatever, you didn't let that define you. You didn't let that be something that made you think, okay, well, I guess the things that I want in life, I'm not going to have. No, instead, I heard something about like not having clouded judgment. Instead, you approach things with wishful thinking. Instead, you got out of like indecision and you continue to search for a different purpose. If the one that you thought was your purpose wasn't that, you search for a different one. So I'm seeing somebody who didn't get caught up in an illusion, didn't get caught up in, like those little tests that we go through in life before we truly tap into who we are meant to be, like who we actually are. I'm seeing your past self, like actually seeing you and like smiling, being like, damn, you passed that test. You passed that test. All the choices you've made, you passed those. And it's because you actually believe in yourself. It's because you're not holding yourself back. So your past self is so proud of you, and you seem to be like very enlightened. It's like your past self is like actually seeing you, and I just keep seeing like the biggest grin, like the biggest grin. And I'm seeing like a laugh, so I don't know if like you used to make decisions that weren't the smartest. Okay. Tell me about the Ten of Pentacles. And then we're gonna close it out. Tell me about the Ten of Pentacles, please. Okay. So the Moon card wanted to show just now. Tell me about the Ten of Pentacles, please. What is their past self proud of them for? How have they been raising their frequency lately? Okay, this one. Ooh, we got the Chariot. Yeah. Like I was just seeing somebody like so determined, somebody who just keeps moving, somebody who has like learned to blend both sides of themselves, their logical side and their emotional side. And I think it's so awesome that you got the Queen of Swords and the King of Cups energy there, because that's kind of what I was getting. It's like somebody who actually takes action towards the things that they want. Somebody who says they're successful or going to be and actually is that or will be that. Or actually became that, because we are talking about your past self. I'm seeing somebody who's not afraid to dream. Like some people, maybe they come from this family, or maybe all the people that they've known and loved, only did this, but they want to take it a step further. Maybe all the teachers that they had, were taught this way, but they actually learned something new this way, or got the same answer, but doing it this way. Like I'm seeing somebody who is just fiercely determined, who recognizes that there are two sides to them and doesn't let that hold them back. And instead they've integrated them and like blended. Somebody who has like self-control. So you're also somebody who's not going to be swayed by temptation, or somebody who's going to go accepting shiny shit just because you want something shiny. Instead, no, you want the real deal. I'm seeing somebody who's like, no, I want the real deal, and who's actually like taking themselves seriously, being somebody that can be taken seriously, somebody who has like strength and like willpower, a lot of strength coming through. I think you did get the strength card. Yeah, right here. And look, the Four of Pentacles here as well. So I'm also seeing you holding out for the real thing. So you're not accepting the first offer. You're not running away when things get tough, because what you want is security. What you want is something long term. What you want is to feel safe, to protect your investments. For some of you guys, to save money. Some of you guys, your past self could be giving you an applause because you've always been somebody who's like insanely frugal. I'm also seeing about somebody who appreciates the things that they have, even though they want more. So you're not, superficial just because you have goals and ambition. Yeah, that's what it is. Is that you've always been this ambitious. You've always been somebody that people can count on as well. Dependable, reliable, consistent. Like I'm seeing a lot of consistency and growth, and somebody who tends to themselves, tends to other people. So if you have relationships, you take care of those relationships. If you run this thing, you run that shit well. Like I'm seeing somebody extremely efficient. On top of that, some of you guys in this group, your past self could be praising you for being generous, for budgeting for some of you guys, for not being greedy, for remaining open, for being vulnerable when you need to be or when it benefits you. And I'm also seeing something about recklessness. So if you used to be reckless in the past, your past self is really proud of you for letting that go. Wow. Okay, so let's look at the cards that came out on your pile. And then these will be connected to and added to the rest of your letter from your past self in the extended, which will be available to members here on Patreon or on YouTube. So again, the card you chose is the King of Wands, which was on the top of your pile. And the two cards that I haven't seen yet, but we will talk about in your extended reading, will be the Four of Pentacles, home. Wow. And Yang, number 1, which is all about that masculine energy and taking control of your own life. And again, you got the Four of Pentacles. Isn't it so funny? The last card we just talked about was the Four of Pentacles. And here you have it again, segueing us right into your extended reading. So yeah, if you guys would like to access that, everything will be below. I'm going to set these aside for your reading pile number 1. If that resonated, please give it a like and come back for another one on my channel. And I'm going to get started now with the next group. Okay. Wow, that was dope. I love that. I love that. So I'm going to put you guys in the virtual waiting room probably for a minute while I pick up the cards and get a sip of water. And then we're going to get started. So I'll see you guys in the next reading, and I'll put the timestamp in the chat in a moment. Okay. All right. Putting you in the virtual waiting room in 3, 2, 1. Okay. We're ready for pile number 2 now. So let's get started. Spirit, tap me into pile number 2, please. And what is their past self proud of them for? Pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. My name is Jay, and today we're going to be looking at things that your past self might want to, praise you for, give you compliments for. We're going to be looking at basically how you've been raising your frequency, how you've raised your frequency lately, or, since you were who you were in the past. So, yeah, you actually chose pile number 2, and the card that was right on top is the Queen of Swords. And there's 2 cards underneath it, which we will be looking at the very end of this reading, and which will be a part of your letter from your past self, which will be in the extended. We'll look at that letter in the extended. And that is going to be literally right after this reading. So if you want to go and join that, the link will be right near the timestamp in the description box. And that'll be available to anybody who's a member on Patreon or YouTube. But yeah, let's dig in. Tell me about pile number 2. Knight of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Tell me about pile number 2. This Queen of Swords group. What is their past self proud of them for? And how have they raised their frequency? What situations have they maneuvered? What personality traits are shining through? And what is their frequency right now? Oh, look, Knight of Cups to the 2 of Cups. Okay. I heard loyalty. So some of you guys, you're very loyal. Okay. So what is their past self proud of them for? And here, as I say that, here comes the King of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. King of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. The Fool. The Judgment card was right underneath it. I'm not going to take it because it didn't come out one by one like the other one did. But if If it comes back out, that'll be pretty trippy. Okay. What is their past self proud of them for? For pile number 2. What's their past self proud of them for? Ooh, the Lovers. Oh my God. So if this group, if you're not in a relationship right now, you're going to be very soon. Or if you want to be in one, you will be very soon. Let me say it that way. Let me say, for those of you where you're single and you want to be in a relationship, you're going to be very soon. Okay. And for those of you who are in a relationship right now, your partner is so thankful for you. Your partner is so thankful for you. So thankful. And I'm going to be getting messages from them as well. So for those of you where you're single right now, you don't have a partner, and you hear me saying these things about what your partner is thankful for you about, then these are going to be things that your next partner will appreciate you for, or what your past partners appreciated you for but couldn't not take you for granted for, I guess. Okay. And if you've never been in a relationship, then maybe it's like past friends that didn't accept those things. But I just wanted to make that clear because I guess there's different people coming through here with different romantic statuses. But okay. So we have the King of Wands. Wow, King of Wands. Okay. And the bottom of the deck is the Magician. Interesting. So you just seem like the best like potential business partner, best potential best friend, best potential lover. You seem fun, you seem exciting, you seem calm at the same time. You also seem, I heard severe. So you're pretty much a big deal in this group. You're a big deal, and your past self wants you to know that. So if you've doubted yourself, if you've been insecure lately, if you've been holding yourself back, you should stop. But I feel like a lot of you guys in this group, you haven't been, and that's what your past self is proud of you for. Okay. So tell me more. What situations have they been maneuvering? How have they been raising their frequency? And what is their past self proud of them for? Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me about pie number 2. I heard you're not doing too much explaining. You're not doing too much explaining. 7 of Pentacles. You're extremely patient. More patient than you used to be. The patience is what is coming through the strongest right now. So for some of you guys, I don't know if you used to be a little hot-headed or you used to mess up a good thing. If you needed to mature a little bit. If you had to settle down. If you're just getting up there in age, or I don't know. Ooh, the Sun. Wow. The Sun. Yeah, there's a lot about confidence and vitality as well. Some of you guys, your body has changed, or you have been getting more confident in your body or in your energy. I'm seeing somebody with like open arms. Like, look how this child right here has open arms. This fool right here has open arms. This angel right here on the Lovers card has open arms. Both of these lovers here have open arms. And he even has an open stance. And a lot of people might want what he has, but he's still open. He doesn't care. So I heard something about fearlessness. Yeah, and here it is, the 8 of Swords. So for some of you guys, yeah, I don't know. This could be specifically for those of you who, I don't know if you handle romantic situations differently now. Like maybe you used to be afraid to ask that person out or hit on this person or, you know, believe that you're a catch, whatever. But your past self is like praising you for this. For some of you guys, it's the fact that you healed yourself so that you no longer are choosing friends or partners that treat you poorly or that just aren't on your level or are not compatible with you. Yeah, look, 9 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Okay. For some of you guys, you could have gotten yourself out of some pretty toxic relationships or friendships, and your past self is proud of you for that as well, because it connected you back to yourself. I'm seeing somebody start from 0. Okay. I'm also hearing the song started from the bottom now we're here. So some of you guys, your past self is proud of you because you dead ass started from the bottom, or you've been getting out the mud lately. 10 of Pentacles. And on the bottom of the deck is the 4 of Wands. Wow. Yeah. You just are coming off like marriage material. So for those of you that don't want to be married, or you, again, are not in a partnership, or, you know, are just not looking for love, or, you know, have decided for some reason that that's not something that you want in your life, then I guess you could leave those messages to the side and just interpret them for messages as like being a good business partner or a good friend or whatever. But I really think that this is coming through more so either from not just your past self appreciating these things, but your present partner or present friends also appreciating these things as well. So I feel like in terms of difficult situations that you guys have been facing since or recently, or for some of you guys that your past self has just seen you experience and wants to give you props for, is things that might have taken a very long time, or things that maybe you thought you were doing the right way in the beginning, but you had to change it up. So like, let's say, let's say, I don't know. I don't even want to give an example because I feel like everybody in this group has their own very unique life, but the way that they show up in it is like a boss, like somebody who's sure of themselves, like somebody who is comfortable in their masculine energy, for sure. There's a lot of confidence coming through here, but the confidence is not just from liking yourself or being attractive or being charming or any of these things, but it's also from experience and from over time actually building yourself up and forming, I heard something strong, like a good foundation. So this, for some of you guys, this has to do with business. For others of you, this is, I could see this being with family. For others of you, this is like the time that you've put in to get to know your partner or to get to know your friends. Like they're appreciative of this, and your past self is appreciative of this as well, because they feel like you deserve people to admire you, to adore you, to be thankful for you. Your past self is like proud of you. For anybody in this group, or it's like there have been people coming up to you or telling you like that they love you or that they appreciate you, or that they see what you're doing, or that you look good, or any of these things. Your past self is proud of you for being that. You know what I mean? For being you. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you've been this way, like always. Like you've always been a catch. I am seeing somebody who stepped into their confidence a little bit more, but I feel like this could have been more so because you were around the wrong people. You know, sometimes when you're around the wrong people, you don't flourish as much. But it doesn't mean that you were any less than. Okay. Tell me about the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, here's that Four of Swords energy coming through here. And there was something about things taking slow, or things going slow. But the Four of Swords can actually speak to meditation and relaxation. So for some of you guys, your past self was proud of you for like giving yourself breaks. For some of you guys, for changing your sleeping patterns or your eating patterns, for nourishing your body better, for gathering your thoughts before you make a move, for really researching your investments, for taking the time to make sure that you're good, that you're safe, that your spirit is sound, so that you can handle your responsibilities. Your past self is proud of you for taking space when you need to, for renewing yourself. I also heard for removing yourself if you need to, for getting rid of this thing if it was taking up too much, for taking out this expense if it was just taking too much, if it was just not worth it, for, I heard adjusting the light. Okay. I'm seeing somebody who's really grown, who's grown in solitude. So for some of you guys, your past self is proud of you for getting yourself here, for getting yourself here, and not being cynical and saying, you know, well, other people don't deserve me because I got myself here, or saying, well, I'm not going to do this because I don't need them or this or whatever. I'm seeing somebody who's realistic, but courageous enough to be brave enough to enjoy life. You know, like some people, they don't want to enjoy life because they don't want it to end. They don't want the good times to end. They don't want to fall in love. They don't want that person to leave. They don't want to go for that job because what if the company just ends up going under? Like, you know what I mean? But you don't seem like that. Or your past self is looking at you like you're the opposite of that right now. You're not doing that. Okay. Tell me about the Sun card. Yeah, here's the Fool card again. Oh, wait. Well, I actually closed it up right now when I just shuffled. But I was seeing the Fool card. Interesting how the King of Cups is not here on the bottom of the deck. Tell me about the Sun card. Tell me about the Sun card. Okay, the Moon card wanted to come out in the struggle position. So, oh my God. What's so interesting in this group, your past self, you guys cleared some sort of karma. You cleared some sort of karma. I don't know if some of you guys engaged with a karmic or something. And it's either a karmic or a soulmate. So again, for those of you where you're in a relationship right now, that could be who your past self is referring to. For others of you, it's the fact that you have healed from your childhood. You have let go of the things from your childhood. You have, there's something about the subconscious. Seeing the truth. You're staying positive in times of uncertainty. Your past self is proud of you for that. for knowing yourself, for not getting confused when things have been moving slower, when delays have come about, when you've had to change course for a little bit, for not getting confused, for not forgetting who you are. Your past self is proud of you for that. Past self is proud of your vitality, your endurance, your strength, your confidence, your energy. I'm seeing somebody that has a like good energy, good vibes, good vibes. So you definitely have raised your vibration in this group. And your past self is like quite literally saying that and explaining that. Interesting. Okay. Some of you guys, you've learned how to trust your intuition. You've learned to let yourself be free. I'm seeing somebody be free, be themselves. Okay. Tell me about the Eight of Swords. Tell me about the Eight of Swords. Some of you guys, I don't know if you like were sick or if you had to heal some part of your body, because I am seeing something about the body. But for others of you, I don't know if this was like you went through. I'm hearing roadblock, but that's not what I'm meaning to say. Like, you know, like when some people, like someone's a writer, they go through writer's block. I'm seeing you're going through a block from based off of like whatever it is that you do. So like, let's say you are an artist, then I guess it was a block in your art. Let's say you're a businessman, then it was you weren't, seeing a lot of profit from your investments. Let's say you are a doctor, then I don't know, maybe you took a year off or whatever it is. But I'm seeing somebody like kind of come back, start over, or start something new from scratch. Something that would actually make them happy. So your past self is proud of you for being free to be happy. I'm seeing. Okay, tell me about the Eight of Swords. Tell me about the Eight of Swords. How they've been raising their vibration. I'm seeing somebody move without fear. Without fear. Five of Wands. I heard you're fighting your demons. You're slaying your demons. You slayed them. Okay, so your past self is proud of you for some of you guys, the way you've handled conflict, the way you've handled tension or disagreements. For some of you guys, this is also your partner appreciating the way that you handle conflict with them or friends. I'm seeing something about like a clash of egos between somebody who is in a victim mentality and somebody who is ready to love. So I also heard something about rivalry and something about siblings. So I don't know if there's a sibling coming through that's proud of you or happy. Your past self could be happy. I don't know why I heard sibling. So if you don't have siblings, then leave that out. But there's somebody in this group who, for some reason, the relationship with their siblings is coming through here as significant, if they have it. I'm also seeing something about aggression. So for some of you guys, maybe you used to be aggressive in the past. You're not that anymore. For others of you, it's the fact that I heard something about passive aggression as well. So if you used to be that, you're not that anymore. If you used to be around passive aggressive people that used to keep you walking on eggshells or something like that, you don't let them bother you anymore. Or for some of you guys, your personality or your energy has helped them be more direct or helped them be more upfront or honest. I'm seeing somebody who has overcome a lot of challenges and your past self being brave, proud of you for that. Somebody who has not fallen to competition. Somebody who, for some of you guys, is the fact that you don't see it at all. You're not in competition with anybody. Your past self is proud of you for that. Okay, tell me about the Ten of Pentacles. Tell me about the Ten of Pentacles, please. Okay. Yeah. And here's the Strength card. I was talking about strength, and it's so interesting because another group did get the Strength card in their energy as well. So maybe my collective is just dope as hell, but another similar message here about self-respect is coming through. But I feel like for this group, this is about, I don't know if this is like self-respect in terms of work, like what you do for work is coming through. Especially for those of you who are like an entrepreneur, you're on your own boss, or I don't know if you recently like changed what you did for work, or I heard something about industry. Okay. And profits. I also heard your past self is proud of you for betting on yourself, for knowing that you can count on you, and for being somebody that other people can count on too. I'm seeing somebody who's actually quite inspiring in this group. You have a warm light. Like I'm seeing somebody who has uplifted themselves. and whose generosity and uplifting nature also has spread to other people, even if they didn't realize it, even if they were so oblivious to it. Like, you know how like you give somebody a compliment and you think you were just being yourself, but you could have given somebody the best compliment ever, boost their self-esteem for the rest of their life. You could have helped somebody with this one thing and it was no big deal to you, but that person really needed that one thing to go and accomplish this one thing that, set them for life. Like, it really doesn't matter what it is that you did or have done or are doing right now, but sometimes we do things and we are unaware of our impact because we're so free and because we're so disconnected. Or, I'm seeing somebody who has mastered detachment, mastered the art of not having too many expectations, but also, being free to dream. It's like a nice balance I'm seeing here, but it's not necessarily about balance too, because I'm seeing somebody who can actually fluctuate between being all or nothing as well. So I think that's why I keep hearing freedom, like freedom to allow yourself to feel this way one day and this way the next, to flow with life. Interesting, because I'm not seeing any cups out, but yet you seem to be somebody who can flow. So if this is something that your past self was not able to do, they're most proud of you for that. I'm seeing somebody, for whatever reason, the way that people receive you is different now. The way that people like you, the way that you impact people has changed now, but it's like positive. I'm seeing something about self-belief. Okay. The bottom of the deck was the Eight of Cups. So I am seeing some of you guys, your past self was proud of you for letting go of some sort of like emotional baggage. Your past self was proud of you for not being dissatisfied or unfulfilled with your current situation, that of the past, and just letting it end there. Instead, your past self was proud of you because you abandoned what you had to. You walked away from what you needed to. You let go when you had to, and you searched for like truth. So I don't know what you went through. I don't know if this was like truth about like a partner that you needed to leave, something that just wasn't working, a part of you that only comes out when pushed. I don't know. I'm seeing your past self being proud of you for coming back to yourself. For some of you guys, for returning back home. So I don't know if you like reconnected with like somebody from your family or something like that, but I'm seeing you stay out of trouble as well, stay out of bad situations, avoiding anything that might actually disrupt this progress or disrupt this confidence or, whatever it is that you've been building for yourself lately. I'm seeing somebody who's ultimately not afraid of change. hmm hmm Wow. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Tell me about the King of Pentacles. Ooh, the Queen of Swords. Okay. Interesting. So we have the Queen of Swords right here. What is your past self proud of you for? I feel like this is more so speaking to like your personality. So a part of your personality, this could be a specific person or specific people that appreciate this. So this could be anybody that has Earth in their chart, that is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It could also be Libra. For those of you where you don't know anybody with those placements in their chart, or you don't know if they have those in their chart, it could also be that these are people that you have recently had like a conversation with about. It seems like you recently had like a mature conversation with somebody. It could have been somebody that you work with, some of you guys, it was just like somebody in your family, like you caught up with them, or you were just being, I don't know why this seems more so like you had to know this person. Like some people have friends that they hang out with, and other people have like family members or coworkers or something like that. It's like somebody that you, for whatever reason, have to engage with them. Like you're connected. It's not so easy to sever the tie with this person. So they could either be family, they could be friends, it could even be a partner. It really doesn't matter. But it's like you've raised your vibration. Your past self is proud of you because they're seeing that situation. And the way that you were in it is like you showed yourself to be very logical and like smart and intelligent and fair as well. Somebody who's like not a pushover and who's independent. You're independent. So some of you guys, I don't know, it's like your past self is proud of you because you are not codependent. People depend on you. So you are somebody that people can depend on. And it's a lovely feeling for a lot of people. Even if it's just depending on having a good conversation with you or, looking forward to speaking to you at the end of their day or whatever. Some of you guys, it's not the end of the day. It could be the beginning of the day. It really doesn't matter. But I'm seeing like a pleasant interaction. And your past self was proud of this. Like I don't know why. I don't know. Did you used to like isolate or something? Did you used to have like bad company, or Because your past self is just seeing more and more people appreciate you, even if it's behind closed doors, even if it's when you're not around. For some of you guys, again, this is like a partner or somebody that is seeing you as relationship material. Okay, tell me about the Fool. Tell me about the Fool. Damn. Okay. Tell me about the Fool. And then the Eight of Wands. Okay. So yeah, I'm seeing somebody like rush into things. I'm actually seeing somebody now who has changed. So maybe you weren't as communicative in the past. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. I'm seeing like exponential growth. So your past self was proud of you because of how quickly you've gotten to where you are. Because when something comes up, you don't procrastinate anymore. You take immediate action. So this is one of the biggest changes that your past self sees in you. Is how quick you are now. How you move. I'm also seeing somebody who is not naive because they're open. So you know, like some people, they could have a lot of money, but that doesn't mean that they're stingy. Or they could be very confident, but that doesn't mean that they think that they're the hottest person ever. Or somebody who is a great friend, but they acknowledge that they could be a better friend, or a good partner, but they could be a better partner as well. Somebody who's a leader, but recognizes that there's always room for improvement. Somebody who has a lot of money, but it recognizes that maybe they could have a little bit more. Like I'm seeing somebody who, yeah, I'm this, but I'm also this, or I also could be this as well. Your past self is proud of you for that. Okay. Tell me about the Lovers. Tell me about the Lovers. I heard Gemini. I heard Leo. Also heard Aries. So I don't know if that's your sign in your chart or somebody with that in their chart is proud of you for the things I've just mentioned. Tell me about their personality. What's the Lovers here? I feel like you could get along with just about anybody in this group. And it's really speaking to how independent you are for the Nine of Pentacles to be flying out just like that. Is that you don't need anybody, but people need you. Or you just, it's something about like, when somebody doesn't need other people or does not need this or is not desperate for this or whatever, it makes them attractive. Like it makes you seem like a good choice, like the right move. Your past self is proud of you. And I really do feel like for a lot of you guys, this has been your energy for a while. Maybe you're just now letting other people experience it. Okay, tell me about the Lovers. Tell me about the Lovers. It's like not wanting to come out. I don't know if this person's shy. It feels like a specific person, but for some of you guys, it's more so speaking to the type of connections you've been forming, or your past self seeing these connections you formed. Four of Pentacles. To the Lovers? Ooh, so some of you guys, I don't know if this is about, I don't know if there's a partner coming through that is happy to see that you actually appreciate them and that you don't want to lose them and that you're looking for something serious and you're there for the long term and that they can count on you, that they feel safe and protected when they're with you. For those of you where you're the feminine watching, then this is your partner coming through saying that they want to be all of those things for you, that they do want to provide you with security and that they do want to help you get your guard down if you do have one, or that they're thankful for you helping them get their guard down. Wow. Okay. Tell me about the King of Wands. Tell me about the King of Wands, please. Okay. 2 came out, so I'm just going to put it back and try to get 1. And then we'll look at the bottom of the deck. Tell me about the King of Wands. Oh, okay. And we got the Page of Cups. Oh, 2 came out, but it was the Page of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles. So for some of you guys, if you're a parent, you're an excellent parent. If you have pets, you're an excellent pet owner. Okay. Earlier, before I started the reading, I kind of looked at the Page of Cups card and I was thinking that something about children or pets. So for those of you where you have that, and if it's not pets, it could be plants or it's just something that you take gentle care of. It could even be like your clothes, like I don't know, but it's something that you take care of. You've been taking care of it for a while. It's like your little baby. For some of you guys, it's just like a project that you've been keeping on the hush or something. It really doesn't matter, but past self is proud of you for that. Can I get 1 for the King of Wands, please? Give me 1 for the King of Wands. I feel like you don't say too much. You have this like demeanor to you. I could definitely see two types of people here. Some people here have like a quiet confidence, but it's not because they're insecure or shy in the beginning, but simply because maybe they reserve parts of their personality for specific people, or once they've gotten to this level of, or state of a relationship. But I'm seeing other people here who are just vibrant and 100% themselves and loud if they need to be, or somebody who could even have different personality traits that sometimes contradict each other, but that is what makes you you. Like somebody, oh my god, and here's the hermit, like just a complex person, but also somebody who's completely self-aware. I feel like what your past self is so proud of you for, with the hermit coming through here, is that you are so introspective, is that you've actually gone on a spiritual journey, that you actually found yourself, and that you actually trust yourself, and you have a lot of inner guidance. There's nothing that you don't already know, or that you cannot find out. You know when to withdraw. You know when people are just trying to flatter you and it's not genuine. You know what paths you have to walk alone as well. Like, I'm seeing somebody who's a leader. So sometimes the things that you want to do, you can't go to another person for advice for, or you can't ask this person to help you because they're not going to do it the same. Or you can't delegate this task to this person because if they do it, they're going to fuck it up. I'm seeing somebody who knows that, acknowledges it, but you're not making other people feel bad for it or nothing. In fact, I could even see somebody who's in a partnership or in a relationship or in a business relationship or anything like that, and you play to your strengths as well as the strengths of other people around you. Instead of making them feel a certain type of way or anything, it's like you maneuver. I'm seeing somebody like who's like a true boss, but and a likable one, like somebody. And again, this doesn't even just have to be with work. This could be in love as well. This could be with your family. This could be with your children. It really doesn't matter. Bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. So, what is your past self proud of you for? For believing in your own good luck, for not repeating cycles over and over, for staying true to yourself when you've experienced unexpected events or when things have taken a turn, when tables have turned, when karma was time to be dished. You didn't have to be afraid. So your past self was proud of you for reaching a turning point in your life, for finally stepping into your destiny and yourself and your fate. This is beautiful. I really love this. Really love this. So let's look at the cards that you guys got in your pile. We'll flip them over here, but we will talk about these in the extended when we do your letter, your channeled messages from your past self. And that's going to be in the extended. Again, the link for that will be by the timestamps in the description box, and you can access that on Patreon or on YouTube as a member. But yeah. So yeah, you chose the Queen of Swords, and the two cards that were underneath it. Oh wow, Seven of Cups, relationship. Yeah, I don't know why. I was like something about a relationship. It doesn't even matter what type of relationship, but that was coming through so strongly. What I really got that from was the Lovers card. So it's interesting that this is what you chose, but that even the other cards kind of reflected that. I'm definitely seeing for anybody that is in a relationship right now, this partner definitely sees you as like a marriage material. I think I said that plenty of times before, but I'm seeing somebody like be able to picture a long-term life or a long-term whatever with that person. Even if marriage is not something that they believe in, I'm seeing somebody who at least, it's not one foot in, one foot out. Like they're there. They're there. Okay, what else? And here's Poised, number 48. So again, these are the cards that we're going to be looking at in the extended. And I'm going to put these to the side and save them for y'all. But yeah, very excited to do that reading. This was really, really, really dope. Really dope. So I'm going to pick this up. And what I'm going to do is put you guys in the virtual waiting room while I pick these cards up and get started with pile number 3. Okay, so I'm going to put this sign up so you guys know I'm still here. I'm just, getting things situated for the next group. And I'm going to get a sip of water before we start that group as well. And then we'll get started. And I'll see anybody who's here for pile number 2 in the extended if you guys would like to join that. Okay, putting you in the waiting room in 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty. So now we can finally get started with group number 3 or pile number 3. And I'm going to put the timestamp for you guys in the chat, and that'll be changed later after the live. So, please be patient. All right, here we go. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is the group of cards that you chose, and the first card was actually this 8 of Wands. There's 2 more cards underneath it that I have pulled blindly, and we're going to be looking at these later on in the reading, and we're going to be deep diving into those cards in the extended when we look at the letter from your past self. So if you want to access that or listen to that, or watch that reading and answer your own personal questions or get your own personal questions answered and stuff like that, you're welcome to join membership on Patreon or YouTube here. Hit the link below to watch that, and it'll be immediately after this reading. So as soon as we ended up here, we're gonna go right over, and I'm gonna read you guys the letters from your past self. But okay, let's get into your reading and see what your past self is proud of you for. What have you been doing to raise your frequency lately? What parts of your personality have been shining through? What difficult situations have you been faced with and handled properly, or just with poise or with elegance or like a boss? Let's see. What is pile number 3's past self proud of themselves for? Proud of them for? The Empress. Damn. Yeah, you're that. I'm trying not to curse, but if you're a man, you're that nigga, and if you're a woman, you that bitch. And if you're non-binary, it doesn't matter. You're that guy. You're that motherfucker. Okay. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, look. And as I say that, here comes the Death card. Damn, y'all are hot. I feel like in this group you're very, very, very attractive, like sexy as hell. And it's energetic. It's energetic, and it's also because your personality. You have a nice personality in this group. Very likable. And also people might want to help you. People also might want to learn from you as well, depending on if I'm talking to the masculine or the feminine. But I can see that being both. I can see younger people also looking up at you and being like, wow. Yeah, and as I said, here's the Page of Wands. Okay. Here, font wanted to pop out. Some of you guys, you have friends that really appreciate you in this group. Really appreciate you. Your friends are appreciating you so much. And your past self is maybe happy that you open yourself up to be able to have more of a social life if you didn't have that much. For some of you guys, though, it was the opposite, where like maybe you had a big social life and you've actually toned it down a little bit. But either way, I'm seeing an action that your past self was proud of you for in terms of your social circle. And here's the Star. Wow. A lot of major arcana here up top. I'm going to cover up the Star's body just because you know how YouTube gets, but okay. And then the bottom of the deck is the Page of Cups. Wow. Okay. So this is your younger self, by the way. That's proud of you for this. This is like your child self. So I was kind of trying to like figure out, what past self the other groups were hearing from, I guess, like if it was their past self from 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But I feel like in this group, it's like you as a child, your child self. Okay. So think about how you were as a child right now. I'm going to stop shuffling for about 10 seconds. Channel that person who you were as a child. You could choose any age. For some of you guys, it might have been when you were 3, when you were 13, when you were 17, whatever you consider to be a child, or whatever year was the most significant for you. But tune into that. That's the person that you're hearing from right now. And that's the person you're going to hear from in the extended when we listen to that letter. Here's the Star again. Okay. What is their past self proud of them for? How have they raised their vibration? How have they raised their frequency? I heard how have they gotten better. So you guys have gotten better with time. Here's the Justice card. The Justice card of the Empress. Wow. I feel like you are somebody that has a lot of solutions. You understand cause and effects. You understand how you played a role in your own demise, or how you played a role in your own success as well. So you give yourself props when it's due, and you also hold yourself accountable. And I can see you doing that with other people as well, but doing it gently, doing it with care, doing it because you care. I heard something about checks and balances as well. Then a lot of major arcana coming out for you. So I feel like in this group, you have grown a lot. Not that the other groups didn't. You've grown a lot, but I feel like how you have grown is visible to everybody. And your past self is so proud of you. Wow. Okay, tell me about the way they've been raising their vibe. Yeah, look, here's the 8 of Swords. So interesting, because another group got the 8 of Swords right here. Let me see if it comes back out, but tell me more about what their past self could be proud of them for. Oh my God. Oh my God. Here's the Ace of Cups. Oh my God. So much love, so much care, so much compassion. I really feel like you're such a great friend in this group. Your past self is so proud of you for being somebody that people can talk to, being somebody that people can be themselves with, and for showing people that that's who you are. Like, you've actually shown people that that's who you are. Time and time again, I heard time and time again. For others of you, I don't know if this is something you had to grow into, but you know, there's some people here who don't want to believe that they're as loving as they are, or don't want to believe that they affect people the way that they do. Maybe you don't want to be bothered, or maybe that's not what your focus is right now, but that's what your past self is most proud of you for. So for some of you guys, this is a part of like your north node and your south node energy. Like, you are actually tapping into parts of yourself that are a part of like your true destiny, like who you're actually meant to be in this lifetime versus who you were in the past. Okay. Tell me about the other. Ooh, King of Wands. Okay. And it flew right over the Empress. Okay. Interesting. I heard you're going for it. Bottom of the deck is yeah. And look, here's the Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So some of you guys, I feel like some of you guys, you could be dipping your toes in the water. Like, I don't know if you have considered something new for your dating life, or if you are feeling inspired when it comes to I'm seeing somebody who actually believes that good things can happen to them and for them. I'm seeing somebody who has seen miracles happen with their own eyes. So who's not a cynic, who's not like anybody else. Your past self is proud of you because you have carefully cultivated your personality, and you are definitely one of a kind. You have skills and talents that other people would kill to have. Your past self is proud of you for that, for remaining humble as well, while being this. Look at all the major arcana coming through here. I mean, the Empress, the Death card, the Star, the Justice card, the Magician. I mean, wow. And the fact that you have the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands coming through here is like, I feel like you don't always need to be in control. You don't always need to be the boss. You don't always need to be, the person that gets all the attention, or the person that has all of this and all of that. I feel like in this group, you really do have a nice balance. You really do have a nice heart, and also you can be really good with people. Like, you can be very diplomatic. There was another group where I was kind of like, you could talk to just about anybody. But I feel like in this group, this is more so speaking to how you could defend anybody, how you could understand anybody, how you could accept just about anybody, because it's who you are. So you're not a judgmental person in this group. Okay. I feel like in this group as well, you don't like to be around anybody that is not as confident as you are. So you surround yourself with like-minded individuals. You surround yourself with people that you want to learn from, that you want to be like. So again, there's that humbleness coming through, like recognizing that it takes a village sometimes, or that we don't get anywhere in this world alone. And I'm seeing something about overwhelming emotions as well. So some of you guys, the way that you've been communicating how you truly feel, your past self, your child self is proud of you for that. So especially for the masculines, the ones that I'm speaking to that are masculines, your past self is so proud of you for not falling to be victim, to like toxic masculinity and the expectations that society can kind of put on you guys sometimes. And I'm also seeing for the feminines here, you could be a feminine that allows masculines to be a true masculine, but you also get to know them. You actually humanize them. I'm seeing somebody who knows how to humanize themselves and other people. I'm also seeing somebody who's a healer. Okay, so tell me more. Tell me more about what do I want to do first? Yeah, tell me about the Justice card. Tell me about the Justice card. Some of you guys, I don't know if it's that you are like holding other people accountable when they've harmed you, when they've betrayed you, when they've done you wrong, or when they owe you this, or I'm hearing somebody who's also keeping score, keeping count. Not because you're petty, but because it's necessary. Okay, interesting. I don't know what that's about. I heard speak up. Okay, so something about your voice is coming through. Yeah. And as I say that, here's the Nine of Swords coming through. Who, boy, do they have a voice. So I feel like in this group, you are an intellectual. You're an intellectual. You've been in situations where you've had to be daring, where I don't know if you either dealt with perfectionists or you pushed through your perfectionism. I don't know what that's about. I'm seeing somebody who's very driven for success, somebody who is focused. You're focused. And something that's really important to you is like, I feel like you have a strong moral compass in this group. And your past self is very proud of you for that. Because some of you guys, you're extremely assertive when it comes to certain things. Like if you're not okay with something, you make that very clear. You don't pretend or sweep things under the rug. I really do feel like you're not the type of person to do that. And your past self is so proud of you for that, for the integrity that you have, for how quick you are on your feet, for how you can see something coming a mile away. But it's because I heard you take the time. Okay. Some of you guys, this is very natural to you though. So natural for you to be this way. And you're not defensive at all. I feel like your past self is so proud of you because you don't seem like anybody who's like defensive. So, but you're also extremely intelligent. So you're not going to let anybody question your intelligence or question what you know. Your past self is so proud of you for that. Because there have been so many times where maybe if you did let that happen, maybe you wouldn't be the person that you are, or you wouldn't be where you are. And your past self, your child self is like, wow. Remember when so-and-so told you that you couldn't do this? Remember when this person did that or manipulated you and now you know how to see that shit coming? Remember when you gave all this love to this friend and they actually ended up being like this, but you didn't let it taint you? You kept going. Remember when you used to work at this job and now you're inspiring a bunch of people doing this? Or remember when you quit this job and now you're just chilling? Or remember when, or I'm hearing your past self literally be like, oh my God, remember that time? Blah, blah, blah. Remember that time? So I don't know if you've been through like a lot of crazy experiences. I'm seeing somebody who's like extremely unique. Some of you guys, you are an outcast in some way, whether that is because of your race, because of I heard your language for some of you guys. Others people here could be neurodivergent. I could definitely see a lot of neurodivergent people in this group, meaning you don't think the same as other people. You don't work the same as other people. You don't learn the same as other people. And that actually benefits you because you are so different. Okay. Tell me about the magician. 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 Oh, look what came back out. The Justice card. So, I feel like for those of you that are in a relationship right now or are dating somebody right now or whatever, I feel like you manifested that shit. For those of you that are looking for a ride or die, you manifested that shit, or you're going to have it if you don't have it already. For those of you where you're in a relationship right now, your past self is proud of you for not selling yourself short when it comes to love. For not fucking with liars. There's something about like honesty coming through and like actually keeping like honest and like good people around you because you are a good person instead of like selling short or selling out or associating with people that have not got the devil off their shoulder. Some of you guys, you were like a scapegoat, or I heard somebody, you apply pressure. So if somebody says they're going to do something, you make them do it. If somebody says that they didn't do something and they did it, you hold them accountable. If somebody is faking, I heard you're not going to embarrass them or humiliate them, but you are going to make sure that they know that you know. Oh, okay. So you can be low key in this group as well. I'm not here to harm anybody, but you're definitely not gonna play around. I'm seeing anybody who doesn't play any games, but at the same time, you're likable and you are enjoyable and you are fun. Nine of Pentacles. Why does this come out in every single group? Every single group. Yeah, some of you guys, if you're single right now, you look like a catch. Like you look so attractive and you look like you're happily enjoying being single if you are. where you're in a relationship right now, your past self is proud of you because you haven't lost yourself in that relationship. You haven't stopped taking care of yourself. You don't put all the responsibilities on your partner either. I'm seeing somebody who's like looks luxurious. Page of Wands. I definitely want to clarify what that's for. I really feel like somebody who loves themselves and is learning how to love the life that they live. Past self is proud of you for that. Talk about the King of Wands. Even if it's difficult, you know. I'm seeing somebody who remains optimistic, who remains hopeful, and who does not make themselves feel bad for being different, for not knowing this thing, or for coming from this place, or whatever. Tell me about the King of Wands. Tell me about the King of Wands, please. Eight of Swords. So, yeah, that really speaks to your strength and your confidence. I really feel like that's what's shining through so strongly here. And for those of you where maybe your confidence is still not exactly, you know, where you want it to be, but it's definitely not where it used to be. And that is what your past self wants you to acknowledge and wants you to focus on. If you're not already. There's something about when you have been misunderstood, when people have made assumptions about you, when you've made mistakes, when you hadn't figured out your style yet. You didn't become self-deprecating. You didn't give up. You kept pushing. And that makes you look almost irresistible. Your past self is like, damn, is that us? Okay. Yeah, and here's the Five of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So I feel like this is also speaking to the fact that you don't seem to be living with regrets. You can feel loss, you can feel sadness and grief or whatever because you're human, and you acknowledge that you are a human going through the human experience. But that does not mean that you are going to stay down. That doesn't mean that you're not going to appreciate your life. That doesn't mean that you're going to convince yourself that you are always going to feel abandoned or disappointed or pessimistic or anything like that. I'm really seeing somebody that just pushes through. Tell me about the Empress. Why do people view them as the Emperor or the Empress? This is like divine feminine, divine masculine energy. It does not matter your gender, and it doesn't matter if you're non-binary. This is more so speaking to the way that you're maneuvering in your life. Three of Swords, yeah. So I do feel like this is so much healing. So much healing. Some of you guys, you've quite literally experienced a lot of pain and heartache in your life that maybe you never got apologies for. Maybe you never thought you would heal from them. Because I am seeing there could be some trauma here. Or hurt. You know, loss, pain, depression. Some of you guys, you could deal with mental illness or whatever, but it doesn't show. Some of you guys, it does show where you're honest about that, and that is what's so inspiring. The way that you can reflect, the way that you know how to let go and release, the way you know how to forgive. Forgiveness is coming through very strongly in this group. How your past self is proud of you for forgiving yourself and forgiving others. For giving apologies when they were due, and for accepting them when they were true. For emotional and physical healing. Okay. Is that why I'm sharing something about a healer? So first the healer heals themselves, and then they go and they do that to other people. And they do it in such a casual, friendly way that the karma that they have now stacked up for themselves is just so vast and broad. It's like, it's only smooth sailing from here. It's only good shit from here. And your past self is like, you know that too. You know that's what you actually deserve. Your past self is proud of you for actually doing what you need to do to deserve a good life. Okay, tell me about the Death card. Tell me about the Death card. This is the major part of your personality that has changed, according to your past self. So what is it? What's changed? What has changed for pile number 3? Okay. So we got the Magician. No way. You got the Magician twice. So what changed? Well, pretty much everything, it feels like. The things that you wanted changed. The places you went to find resources changed. The way you viewed your own willpower changed. The things you wished for changed. The places where you found inspiration changed. The way you felt about your own skills and talents changed. Your vision's changed. Your focus changed. So your past self is proud of you for that. Clarifying the Page of Wands, we've got the Hangman. I feel like in this group, when you are interacting with other people, when you're talking to other people, I feel like you listen to listen. I feel like you don't listen to respond. You guys could provide people that, for whatever reason, whether they're a good person or not, or, just going through a tough time, it really doesn't matter. But people who are indecisive or stuck in their life, who feel or show up like a victim, people who are going through depression or disinterest of themselves, people who are experiencing apathy or stagnation, people who don't know how to make the sacrifices that they need to, people who ultimately resist good shit in their life. I feel like you show up in their lives, and through your actions of being yourself, for some of you guys by being their partner, by being their friend or whatever, just by you being you and interacting with them the way that you do, for living up to your potential the way that you do, you have now encouraged and pushed in a gentle way, gently pushed other people to be more willing to wait, to be more willing to sacrifice when they need to be more willing to think deeper and to contemplate, to be more willing to actually talk through issues, to be more willing to see things from a new perspective. So I could definitely see this being somebody, like I said, who can see things from any angle. You can offend just about anybody. And it's not because you are justifying anything, but because you have heart and because you're compassionate and because, again, you are a human experiencing human experience and you recognize what that is. So I feel like your past self is so proud of you for that. Because that's something that you've been consistently for pretty much your whole life. Somebody who has always remained open. I heard proud as well. So you could be somebody that really keeps their head up. Your past self is so proud of you for that, especially if you have been through trauma or you have been, abused or, knocked off course for a little bit. Okay. Tell me about the star. What's their uniqueness that their past self is proud of them for? What unique ways have they raised their vibration for pile number 3? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Wow. So the Hierophant. Another major arcana coming through here. I was wondering if this one was going to come out, and it did. So I feel like for some of you guys, the way that you have raised your vibration, for some of you guys, you actually did go through a spiritual awakening. So you actually do have a different belief system or religion or something like that. For others of you, this is about the knowledge that you have gained through experience and the way that you give other people advice. You give people advice that they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And I also feel like you have a way of speaking to people and relaying information to them in a way that actually sinks in and resonates. So what I mean by that is like, some people, you could have a friend group of 3 people, right? And one person in the friend group, let's say her name is Sally. Sally's not feeling right. And she's got 2 friends, Michael and Susan. And Michael tells Sally, stop being so sad. But Susan says, Sally, I understand you're upset. And maybe this is where it's coming from, but maybe we could try this instead. So you're Susan in that example. You're the one that actually is wise enough, patient enough, knowledgeable enough, educated enough to adjust your approach, to act with integrity, to respect other people. I'm really seeing a lot of respect for other people, for traditions, for yourself. Wow, there's something about education coming through here as well. Okay. In the bottom of the deck is the 6 of Swords. So I could also see your past self being very proud of the way that you have gotten yourself out of a rut, for the way that you have found solutions instead of problems, for the way that you have, for some of you guys, helped yourself or helped other people. I could definitely see this being a group of like very charitable people or people that like to help or do something like that. For some of you guys, I don't know if this is like filled the distance between you and like other people. This could be family members. I'm not sure. For others of you, let's say you finally made that move or you finally started traveling or you've actually started making plans to do the things that you want to do, like scratching things off your bucket list or something like that. I feel like your past self could be proud of you for that as well, especially if in order to do those things, you had to let something go or you had to adjust your expectations or control yourself emotionally, remain logical. Okay, so let's look at the cards that you got in your pile. We're going to flip these over here and then we'll go deep into these cards in the extended, which we will start in about 5 minutes. That link will be below. So yeah, so you got the 8 of Wands. And then what was attached to it for pile number 3 is the Knight of Swords, which you did get. You actually did get the Knight of Swords. So it came out again. interesting that it came out in the shuffle and in your blind pull. And then you also got the Unfinished Symphony with a number 10 on it, and it looks like that. So if you guys would like to hear your letter from your past self and dive into these cards with me in the extended, we'll be doing that in a few moments. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really, really enjoyed giving you guys this reading, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed delivering it. Yeah, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.